a Playlyst original.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast,
where we review the pilot episodes of TV shows to answer your question, should I watch this?
My name is BJ.
And my name is Mitu.
And this week, we're watching Dragon Striker on Disney+, Oasis on Netflix, and $1 Million Nannies on Freeform.
So stay tuned to the end to find out what luxury resort BJ plans to take me to.
A dangerous one. Or not.
No.
You'll have to wait and find out.
Fine. Until then, why don't you let us know what's happening at a fancy elite magic academy?
Sure. On Dragon Striker in an elite academy where sports and magic combine, farm boy Key, voiced by Akshay Kumar, discovers his ultra-powerful natural talent, and he learned he may be destined to become the legendary Dragon Striker. So me too, what did you think of this very timely soccer-themed magical animated series?
That's true. Maybe that's why I was so primed to like it, because nothing gets me caught up like a big sports moment, and I've been all World Cup all the time. I like that this show really focused on the sport itself and the display of magic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes in these pilots, you can go in a few different directions with something like this, right? We could have done some lore, we could have done a slow build to his power, and instead we got introduced to the thing he cares about, which is this sport where there is the trick of the dragon strike.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see his powers in action. We had a couple funny moments with them. And I like that they used the sport to introduce some of the stakes. This like possible secret about his background that his dad is holding, his new friend, the goalkeeper CL, played by Rebecca LaChance, and his enemies, the school champions in the sport of Gorotama that are like his bullies. Or going to be his bullies.
They're already bullying him in the pilot.
Real, yeah.
And I think they use the powers well inside and out of the arena. I think they do show how you can be a bully with these. You can see how you need to build your confidence to be better at using your power. And like you said, we get a little bit of mystery and lore behind Key, who, light spoiler, is discovering his powers in this pilot episode.
I love that. I love both when there's magic with the sport in one of these YA stories. So like getting to see the way that they use powers from the earth and like the vines and earthquakes and things to affect the game. And I love in YA stories when there's the journey of the hero discovering his powers. Very Spider-Man obviously is like the main example that comes to mind. But I think those scenes are so cute when they're just like trying to figure themselves out.
I will say it looks like a very dangerous sport.
Yeah.
We hear about the risks of using some of these magical moves. CL got a lot of head trauma, which I'm very concerned about.
Real.
But I guess that's the fun magical side to this Gorotama.
And I loved Key. I thought he was rambunctious. I thought he was very sassy in a way that made me laugh. But I know you don't like when kids are too independent.
I like independence. I think he needs to think before he speaks. He lets those thoughts roll right off his tongue, and that's going to cause conflict. He's also hurting his father's squash business, and that's going to hurt him. So I just think he needs to take a deep breath and then react.
If you've heard BJ say it once, you've heard him say a million times, children should be seen and not heard.
I have never said that, actually. Anyway, I also want to highlight the opening and ending themes of this show.
Yeah.
I thought they were so good.
Very fun. And I loved the animation style, too. This felt like a really good Disney-fied entry into anime.
Yes, it had that anime-inspired look. I like the colors. It's very fluid and bright. It's just very appealing to the eye.
So with that, will you watch more episodes of Dragon Striker on Disney+?
I think I would watch again while folding laundry. I think the game of Gorotama is really cool, so I do want to see Key and his friends playing some more matches. How do you feel?
I totally agree. This is going to be my new lunch show. And if your animated show hive, if your YA hive of like kid is chosen one, has powers, goes to academy, which happens a lot, there's a lot of chosen ones, then I think you will like this one too.
Okay, how about we go from an elite academy to an elite resort?
You're talking about Oasis on Netflix. When a young woman mysteriously vanishes from a luxury resort, staff and guests alike become suspects, trapped inside until the truth comes out.
Ooh. So are you excited for another mystery in a luxury resort?
Netflix loves cranking these out. And I know we also have the White Lotus of it all, but this one didn't quite feel like White Lotus, where
Mhm.
in White Lotus, it feels like the show pokes fun at these wealthy guests and their quirks in
Mhm.
addition to posing a mystery that we solve. Whereas in this one, we are trying to approach a mystery and it's a very soapy look at the people, which I like. I like a soapy look into messy, interconnected, rich families.
That's a good distinction. I think they are taking the characters more seriously, and I think they have dialed back any creepy or unsettling vibes from the resort and the resort staff. So I think that allows them to put a little more focus on the relationships and what these people are doing at the resort.
And I like some of the players. This is a very light spoiler. Skip ahead like 30 seconds if this affects you. But we know in the first minute that the person who goes missing is Celia, played by Victoria Kench.
Hmm.
And the whole pilot episode is us kind of building to what happened. Like, how did we get to the flash forward that's right at the beginning where Celia goes missing?
Hmm.
And so we rewind from there and we meet some of the people that she interacts with. And I think that's a smart strategy. I will say a critique of the show is I wish we had seen more of the why around her, like if she was chosen, or the why around whatever this vanishing thing is happening, like the person that might be taking people or hurting people, because we don't know if she's dead. I think that that would have been helpful to build up or even hint at a little bit more in this first episode. But still, it was fun to meet some of the players like Danny, who she seems to flirt with a bit. He's played by Tommy Aguilera. I like that his story is that he didn't grow up rich, so he feels different from the other rich kids
Hmm.
and seems to have some kind of guilt. He is like Rose in the Titanic. He's hanging out at the bottom of the boat with where the real people are. But his like pseudo sibling, so his mom's boyfriend's daughter, is down with the rich folks. Sophia, played by Ada Molina.
She went straight to the pool.
And she found that mean girl crew fast. And I love a mean girl crew at a resort. Like, that's such a fun concept.
And she's ready to play some Mean Girl games as well.
Mm-hmm.
I will also
She's
say
making mean girls' eyes at some mean girls' boyfriends.
that's how you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, going back to Celia really quick, I think one of the weaknesses of the pilot that should be highlighted, we had that flash forward, we go back 48 hours. This pilot is maybe the first 12 hours,
Yeah.
and we don't have any motivation for why something bad would happen to Celia.
Yes.
We don't have any suspects that I picked up on.
No.
And I think that is a weakness for a show centered around a mystery.
Yes, we should have had at least a couple shots of like someone seeming upset with her or seeming upset generally, like if this was a random crime
Hmm.
or someone who was last seen with her and it's like something weird went bump in the night. But we just don't get a lot of that. There is a good twist at the very end of the episode,
Hmm.
as happens with a lot of shows like this, but I don't think it was enough.
I do think they lean a lot into the differences between the resort guests and the resort staff. How did you feel about seeing those two worlds side by side?
That was very fun and soapy. I will say some of it felt a bit ridiculous and over the top, but if you're a rich kid, please email us. Let us know at askthepilotpodcast@gmail.com if you would pull pranks on the staff of resorts
Hmm.
the way that these kids do. Like really mean pranks where what was confusing to me is why you would take the time out of your vacation to even find where the staff are to do some of these things to them. Like they're going out of their way. They're working hard to do this.
They left the opening party of the season.
Yeah, to go do pranks.
Interesting what motivates some people.
So yeah, wealthy people, tap in. Let us know if this is a realistic depiction of your experience of what you've witnessed. And if you want to give us money, that's cool too.
Can't hurt to ask.
What is it? Squeaky wheels and oil?
The squeaky wheel gets the grease?
Money from the rich person emailing us. Exactly.
So, would you watch more episodes of Oasis on Netflix?
Yes. I don't think this was the strongest show in the category of like summer mystery, rich, soapy drama. However, if you like shows like this, there are so many that have come out on Netflix. This is another solid entry to watch casually this summer. I'll probably have it on with love, like kind of as a background show while I do things around the house or work. This is a good work background show, I think.
I agree that this is a good background show. I would watch again while folding laundry. I'm curious what happens to Celia. I don't think I need to focus on every moment of the plot.
Yeah,
And especially because this show has an English audio track, very easy to just have on in the background.
true. Well, why don't you take us from the luxury resort to Ibiza?
You're talking about $1 Million Nannies on Freeform. The show features 8 nannies who are housed in Ibiza as they try to gain employment with high net worth clients. So, me too. Did you know about the world of nanny talk?
No, I had never heard of nanny talk. I did have like a shudder, a chill down the spine when I heard that phrase because I did have to break up with the mom talk show. It got too dark. I don't even know if I've told you this. I stopped watching it.
I
It
saw
overwhelmed me.
I saw news headlines that broke the reality TV level sphere to
Yeah.
just general news of look what this person did to their, I think, child's father.
And there was a moment in this episode where nothing at that level, but there's a moment where they kind of say, like, will Nanny Talk survive this? Like, this character of Leah, the top celebrity nanny who's running the group, kind of acting a fool a little bit, partying, having fun, saying things she probably shouldn't be saying while she's drunk. And they go something like, will Nanny Talk survive this? Will we have Nanny Talk to come back to? And I was like, I don't know if I can do this again.
This might be the new trend, different sub genres of TikTok.
And the setup was wild to me. When she opened the episode with, we're splitting the rent, let's hope you get some jobs, I wrote in all caps, splitting the rent?
It's not what I would expect for a reality show.
Yeah.
Not only are they splitting the rent, they're competing for jobs. And
Yes.
we see Leah is getting first pick on these jobs.
And they're walking away from their own paying jobs that they have back wherever they're from. And they're spending, in addition to the rent, a couple people noted like they have housing costs at home that they're sustaining while here.
Yes, they're taking a risk for the summer, hoping these high net worth clients will pay them multiples.
And Leah came through. I mean, we know that she was a Kardashian Jenner family nanny.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that she's very protective of that and has this, according to the premise of the show, like Rolodex of fancy people. And we meet 3 of them and get into stories of 2 of them in this first episode. So
Mm-hmm.
she did come through, but to your point, she took half of the first job. So it left 1 slot. And then in the second job, there were 2 up for grab, 2 spots. And there are still many, many people left in that home.
It's a large cast. Not everyone's working immediately. It's also interesting that we're getting different structures for the jobs. Some Leah is just picking for herself. Some we're seeing all of the nannies go interview with the family, which I think is the most exciting part.
Yeah.
And some the families pick based off of resumes, so we don't even see their thought process.
Yes. We saw in that family that we didn't quite get into in this first episode, she just picked based on like the stories that she heard.
Mhm.
But I did think the most interesting part of this episode was the time with the families, because I was confused, like in a show about nannying, how much can you show? Because I assume you want some privacy around children and how they're growing up. But there was a lot of drama with the parents. Like you saw a bit of their interactions with the kids, but
Mhm.
the families brought tons of drama. One, the G's, very, very wealthy family, a mom, her mom and husband looking for a nanny for their babies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second family is a blended family of 3 dads,
Mm-hmm.
where the first set of kids belonged to couple A that broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And then couple B, which includes a shared person in the center of the Venn diagram, they're pregnant with their child too.
Yes. And it's interesting with the 3 dads family, we get a glimpse at what each family expects of the nannies as like a pseudo version of the contract. And they explicitly state that the nanny has to be comfortable being in social media posts with the family.
Yeah. The list of what they want was so fascinating. In the G's, they didn't want anyone to distract the husband and possibly cause him to lose all sense and ravage the nanny.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted someone who knew how to handle chopsticks,
Mm-hmm.
who could, quote, match the family's aura,
Yes.
who could make Instagram-worthy plates.
Yes.
They needed to be able to name 3 luxury brands that create strollers.
Of course.
They had people dance for them, demonstrate self-defense.
Yeah.
They had a request that you text them every 20 minutes.
Of course.
Status updates on their kids. One person wanted them to perform Baby Shark.
Mm-hmm. Properly.
And then in the blended family, to your point, they wanted someone who is willing to be on social media, who can swim 500 meters in the ocean,
minimum,
and who can do personal assisting and grooming for the dads, including administering their tan. Among, I'm just naming a handful of just a laundry list of things.
Yes. I guess I'll throw it back at you, Mitu. If you were hiring a nanny, wouldn't you want them to be capable?
I remember one time I babysat the kids up the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home and I told my mom, oh, sorry, I'm late coming home. I had to, cook them dinner. And my mom said, you had to what? And I told her that the mom asked me to cook the kids dinner before I left. And I still do not know what my mom marched up the street to that lady's house to say. But I did not babysit those kids again because she was so clear about the line of demarcation between what I would and wouldn't do for I think it was $10, $15 to watch the kids.
Gotta raise your rates. I do know babysitters who cooked. Not regularly.
But that was not, I was expected to help them with their homework.
This is a surprise meal.
Yeah. I was just supposed to watch them for an hour, and it became a much longer period of time because their dinner ran late. Then I had to feed the kids.
Got it.
It was just a whole thing and I couldn't just leave because it's not the kids' fault.
Yeah.
In this case, I guess you're making a ton more money and you're not just watching a lady up the street's kids. But I don't know. I thought a very interesting thing that a couple people put forward were boundaries. So one nanny did not feel comfortable changing her nail color for a client because it's if I change this, what else will you ask me? And then in the 3 dads family, Jack, one of the kids, kind of snaps at him and asks for a pina colada.
A mocktail, just to be clear.
He invites them to say please in a way that surprises me because it's if you want this job, you kind of think someone would hop to it. But that makes sense that you would want to establish a relationship where the child listens to you and the parent respects you. And
light spoiler, we see these families react differently to these boundaries.
Yes, very differently. The fear in the G's home over the beauty of the nannies and this quick interaction they have over scrubs between Leah and the other nanny was so funny. Though Leah kind of wilded out when she cussed while holding the G's baby.
Okay,
that was weird.
Can we talk a little bit about Leah's experience versus her professionalism?
Yes.
Because she has this resume. As you mentioned, she worked for the Kardashian-Jenner family. She knows all of these families that we're seeing on the show. And she set house rules about you shouldn't be drinking, you should be acting this way if you want to get jobs. And yet she's breaking all the rules.
At first, when the episode began and we saw her immediately break some rules and go out because she was I'm not going to follow the rules on day one, I genuinely thought, maybe not the most mature thought, but I was I don't know, she's the boss. Maybe she can relax. She's, put in her time and she's earned this. But then when she wowed out again and again and again and then cussed holding that baby, I said, hold on, Leah. Now we're hurting the brand. And
Mm-hmm.
I know these people are scared. Like, the fear and the stakes felt very real amongst the nannies looking for work because they were like, no, I did not move to Ibiza, put myself on camera, risk my job that I just like took a pause from, left, whatever, just for you to act like this. Like, we're not going to get jobs after this with other nannies,
Exactly.
with other kids.
Unfortunately, the whole cast is dependent on Leah maintaining these relationships with the families.
And so it felt like the first episode kind of transformed into, how do we sort of clean this up with Leah?
Can Nanny Talk survive this?
Ugh.
I had to say it.
Will you watch more episodes of $1 Million Nannies on Freeform to see if they survive this?
Maybe I would watch this while cooking. I think that might be a good way to watch it. I am curious what the other families will look like. Like,
Yeah.
who are these wealthy families in Ibiza who need a summer nanny? Because I don't even have a picture of that group of people in my mind. So I want to see it for that reason.
I would watch again casually for that reason. If you're also messy like BJ and me, where you like to peer into other people's lives, like BJ and I love a house tour. We love like the opportunity to kind of see how other people live.
Okay.
This is a show that allows you to do that, because the most interesting parts to me were like the funky rules and the weird quirks of these families. And so I will watch again casually and would recommend that to like nosy busybody hive to also do that. Though I will say, warning, the episodes are like an hour. That really surprised me.
It's long.
I thought it'd be 40 minutes.
It could have been like 25.
Yeah. Just do the families.
One family an episode. That's fine.
That would be so good, actually.
Okay. What was your question?
What luxury resort are you taking me to?
I didn't watch that season, but the White Lotus, like, I think Thailand season.
Ooh, like without the murder and stuff, just like checking that place out for fun?
No, we're gonna, I guess, recreate that season.
Okay, well.
I don't even know what happened, so this is bold of me to suggest.
Shots ring out in the first episode.
Did anyone get hurt?
Yes, people died.
Dang. Duck.
Okay, where can people find more episodes of the Pilot Podcast?
All they have to do is head to thepilotpodcast.com, and they can follow us on all of your favorite podcast platforms.
You can also follow us on social media at The Pilot Pod, and you can send thoughts, feelings, show recommendations, because every other week we do a show recommended by you, our wonderful listeners, to askthepilotpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Bye.